you also made the mistake of buying a Jeep Grand Cherokee, this video might be for you. We're going to be working on Kayla's 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee today, and she's got a issue with the latch in the rear. So we're going to go over the symptoms she's got and what we're going to do to fix it, and hopefully this will be of some help for you guys. Hers does have the electric latch in the rear. I know certain models from like 2011 up to I think 2018 are all similar. Some of them have the manual latch. Some of them have an electric latch for the rear hatch. This one does have the electric one, which unfortunately makes the parts a lot more expensive and a lot more annoying. So I am going to climb into the back of this thing, and I'll show you guys what's going on with it, what issue we have, and what I did to temporarily get by with the bad latch, and how we're going to go about fixing it. Yep. Should have sold it. So again, this Jeep doesn't have an actual latch back here. There is no handle to physically, mechanically open this door. Underneath this little lip is just a push button. And that push button hits on an electric latch down there that releases, and then it actually has motors that lift this thing up, and then you can press a button on the inside to lower it back down. But the latch is fully electronic on this vehicle. The latch has failed. Fortunately, this one has failed in a weird way where the latch is stuck in the released position. So I do have it secured and latched right now. In order to do that, I actually had to be inside the car, shut the latch. It would momentarily grab and latch itself and then immediately let go. It's almost like a fail-safe where it doesn't want it to be stuck in a latch position maybe. So even if you locked her car, you could literally just walk up to this and lift it right open. It would not secure. So couldn't have that. So what we ended up doing was we shut the door, let the latch grab, and then I unplugged power to the latch mechanism real quick before it had a chance to disengage. The problem with that is you cannot open it at all now unless you were to plug it back in. So the trunk can't be used, which really is annoying. So the new latch hopefully should fix that. But I'll show you from the inside how to get that panel off, and then how I disconnected it, at least to temporarily secure your vehicle if you're having the same issue. So rear hatch panel's already off. The hatch panel's pretty easy to take off. It literally just has a bunch of those pop-in inserts. The drag is you can only take it off with the hatch open. So you have to open the hatch all the way up, pull this panel out, and then you have to pull the hatch back shut to try and secure this thing. The problem is, once you pull it shut and the latch tries to engage, as soon as it goes through the full cycle, it would open and unlatch again, which I can show you what it was doing there. So I had to unplug this. But once you unplug it, you can't obviously open the hatch. And without opening the hatch, you cannot put that plastic piece back in because it tucks in around the bottom edge. So you have to ride around looking all stupid like this. So we're going to plug that back in. It did not release immediately, but as soon as you open that handle again and you go to shut it, next time you go to shut it, it won't do anything. So to show you what it's doing, let me grab a trusty helper. Excuse me, trusty helper.
You trust me?
Sometimes. You want to go around and grab that handle from the outside like you're opening the door?
Sure. Ready?
Yep. Try and open it. Yep, so it did open. But I want to show what it's doing wrong. So go ahead now and close that back. You see it went down for a second and then came right back up. And now if I just push on it, not latched. Yep, and it doesn't matter how many times you do it, it'll continue to do the same thing. So hopefully this gizmo is what's failed. That's the piece we're going to replace, and see what this thing does. It looks like it's just these 3 Torx bolts here that hold it in. So I'll look and see what size they are. They look like they're like T25s or something like that. Pull those loose, and then we just got to undo a couple electrical connectors here, and we should be free and clear. So disconnect that. That is the only one that's connected. The other one is actually for the button itself, which should be good. All right, so parts you're going to need for this job. It's a pretty short list. You're going to need a new latch assembly. We went used off of eBay. I got this guy for 55 bucks. Allegedly it works, so we'll find out. Reason I went used is because new, these went anywhere from like 180 bucks to, I saw some like from like dealers listed online, and they were like $600-700 for this latch, which is insane. I could probably buy another Jeep for that. So, not that I want to buy another Jeep, but get yourself a new latch or a used latch if you can verify one works from a junkyard, something like that. Looks like all we're going to need is a T27 for those 3 bolts. And then the most important thing you're going to need is beer of choice. It's summertime, so I prefer Modelo, but really any beer should do. And snacks are optional, but you know. So let's dig into this thing and swap our latch out. Alright, you can do this thing. You can get it handy to any place for your snack and drink. We're just going to try and break this guy loose. These are probably never been off. I'm assuming that's the original latch. So we might need to actually put a wrench on them, but that one went. I'm assuming this is the original latch, but it's funny because it does say made in China on it. Because, you know, Jeeps and their whole, you know, USA thing with all the flags on all of them. Definitely got to make sure they have all those Chinese parts to make it American. That's a 2. Wonder if this thing will fall on my foot once I get the 3rd one out. There we go. Yeah, it's getting floppy. So those are the only 3 things securing this latch mechanism in here. Latch is out. Boom. Pretty easy. First glance, I don't see anything wrong with it. It could be as simple as just that little actuator, and it doesn't, maybe it doesn't know when it's shutting completely. I don't see anything that looks like it's physically damaged, broken. Nothing looks bent. It's actually cleaner than the replacement that we're going to put in, but set them side by side and just make sure that they are in fact identical. The actual motor looks the same. The assembly looks the same. The action seems to work the same. That little gizmo look the same. Everything looks right. So it is the same part. Hopefully this one just works better. They just cut the plug off, but that's not a big deal because we don't need that end. So let's throw this thing in, those 3 screws back, and then plug it in. Hopefully the latch will work. If not, then we know that there's some other faulty component somewhere, which I'm hoping is not the case. Here we go. New latch assembly in. Just gonna finger tighten. Plug in our connector on the inside here. Give it a test. It's latched. It's unlatched. Let's try it with the button. Bam! Now we got to pretty it back up. Put this cover back in and the sound deadening because it is amazingly loud. This tiny little piece of deadening and that piece of plastic covering this makes a huge difference. We took this thing down the highway and it was like driving with the windows open. That's how loud and annoying it was. So you'd be surprised. There's not much going on back here, but it does make a difference. All right, so the sound deadening piece just sits on here. It just kind of gets held in by these lights. So once we kind of hang it upside down and plug the lights into it, that should stay put. You can do this with one person. It's probably easier with two. But light just goes and plugs in like so. Same thing on this side. And then this whole gizmo presses into place, and just look at the holes, follow and line them up with all your retaining clips.
Yep, perfect.
Start a couple, but don't start them all, and just work your way around. Hold that side. Let's start over here.
That sounded good.
Coming your way. You don't have to do anything.
I'm not just
I'll
holding
just
it in
work
place.
my way to you.
Put some tension on the thing too, so there's some push around.
Alright, that should be it. That's all that holds it in. So now, this is junk. Don't know what was actually wrong with it, but it doesn't really matter because I'm not interested in trying to fix it. It's just not worth it. So, trashola. And presto, there you have it. One kind of fixed Jeep.
Did I get to do the honor?
Yeah. All right. Well, that problem's down, but it is a Grand Cherokee, so I'm sure you'll see it again soon, next time we fix something on Jason Does Stuff. Satisfying.